All right, Shalom. This is your brother Nathaniel.
Sakai.
Kashkwal.
Brother Zach.
All right, and we coming at you off on the GMS Camp Atlanta. We want to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the 144, pushing this word at high frequency and sincerity and the truth. Shalom. All right, we just want to do a quick lesson, like a review of that new movie. This is the end on Netflix. So how it ends, yeah. And there's gonna be some spoilers in here for those of you who haven't seen it. I just want to throw that out there because there's just a couple of scenes in there that I just wanted to, it kind of depicts Jacob's trouble. And I want to start off by reading Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, and it says,
I'll read it for you.
okay.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It says, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
And in that day, when those things happen, man, the 144, the elect, they gonna be spared. But all of you 2/3, man, in the movie, he was moving from city to city. One of the characters was just a regular Jake, but when Jacob's trouble happened, you're not gonna be able to do that. If Yahweh Shem Yahushua ain't working with you, he ain't moving with you, you ain't moving. So this scripture applies to the elect. Hey, you got that second Ezra kind.
All right, this is second Esdras, 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Right, and in that movie, like Jake was able, and even the character who in real life I believe he's a Jake, but what I'm saying, he was depicting Esau's character or whatever. But even Esau ain't gonna be able to move from city to city like that. They're gonna be having everything guarded up, man. You ain't wherever you at. That's where you gonna be at, man. The only people that's gonna be able to move in safety is the men of the Lord, man. The 144.
Sure.
You got some more?
I'm gonna go down to 18:4. Because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Exactly. The men gonna be afraid, man. Like you gonna be scared to go outside. You gonna hear that gunfire. You gonna hear them bombs dropping. You gonna hear them cars exploding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people dying, screaming, babies, all that stuff is gonna get to your head, man.
Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna want to go outside. Let alone moving from city to city. And not to mention, you got something else?
I'm gonna go down to. I can start at 22. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not seize over them that shed innocent blood upon earth.
And who are the sinners? The ones that were given the law, the Israelites, the 2/3. You know what I'm saying? They blood they not gonna be spared. And who is the ones that shed innocent blood? Esau, the wicked. So you're gonna see a lot of dead bodies in the street. You're gonna see a lot of people getting killed, man. You got something?
Oh yeah, Con, this is because you was the brother brought out my man's gonna be crying, scared. Everyone's gonna be scared, man. And you big time celebrities, big strong men, y'all gonna cry, man. And it's about to get into it. Zephaniah 1, I'm gonna start at verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hastily greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Verse 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung, man.
And you see, You know, y'all men out there, and especially y'all women out there that think that y'all gonna be able to withstand this day. You know, it says y'all gonna be crying. Y'all gonna be casting out like dung, man. All y'all high towers and y'all high places, all y'all wealthy mansions. You know what I'm saying, that y'all living in. Even you so-called Edomites that got them bunkers and stuff like that. Man, y'all gonna be in great distress in that day. You know.
Yeah, and y'all can't move city to city. You know. Y'all gonna be hearing the alarms going off. Y'all gonna see the fences, you know, the borders of the city. Y'all can't travel. Well, what are y'all gonna do? Get a plane ticket? You know, everything's gonna be shut down.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
They even show you in that movie.
You got something?
Like
Yeah.
they show you in that movie how it ends. All planes were canceled.
Mm-hmm.
See.
You know, all planes were canceled. All flights stopped. All communication cut off. All electricity. It was almost like a big old EMP went across America. And there was no communication. You know. They went back to the Stone Age.
You can't, and that's exactly like what is that's kind of depicting what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to contact nobody because you were bringing out one of your videos how the federal government going to take control of all communications and transportation.
Oh yeah, and like executive order like 1107.
Kind of. So you're not going to be able to go nowhere. You ain't going to be able to call nobody. You know what I'm saying? They took control of all the food. You know, the only thing that's going to be open for you to go is some concentration
They
camps.
took away all transportation, and these are in executive orders that were signed by JFK or John F. Kennedy. Like all of this was all premeditated of what's going to happen. What happened in that movie?
Mm-hmm. So Esau already knows what's going to happen. He's planning for it. And all these movies like The Purge, This Is the End, you know, all these movies are giving you bits and pieces of what's going to happen in that day.
Yep.
I got something real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and the inhabitants that dwelleth therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand to fight against another, and swords shall be in their hand." And that's exactly what's going to happen. You have people out here killing each other. You know what I'm saying? You can have these white, it's already happening right now. You can have these group of so-called white men fighting these group of so-called white men. You can have Jakes fighting Jakes. You can have Moab fighting Moab, and they all going to be fighting each other. And there's just going to be a whole bunch of death out here. And it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes." And in that movie, in the movie The Purge, that was symbolic. Like if you look at what happened for those 12 hours, they did away with all the laws of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Anything went. You know, and that's exactly what this is talking about. Nobody ain't gonna have no regard for no law, no nothing. And it's gonna be you law-abiding citizens, the ones that had that fatness and was always good. Y'all gonna be the ones doing the most wickedness out here because y'all never went without. Y'all never had any lack. You know. And then it says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, which basically means might is right. Whatever I feel like need to go down, that's what's going to go down. You know, if I feel like I need to go and kill this person, you know, hell, your neighbor might have been eyeballing your wife and your daughter and come to rob you and take them with them. You know, it ain't going to be no brotherly love or anything like that. That was another thing that was happening in that movie. This Is the End. This is another spoiler. My man, the girl's neighbor was protecting her. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted her. So then when her boyfriend or her fiance had showed up, so he had already plotted to kill him. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, but he just hadn't take action yet. In real life, man, you get murked. This is my woman now. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm taking her. You know? And that's exactly what's going to be happening that day. Your women going to be pillaged. They're going to be raped. You're going to be put to death. You know what I'm saying? They're going to take everything you got. You know?
Yep.
You got something?
All right, this is 2nd Ezra 16, verse 33. "The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers." That's right, going to that. You know, these young women out here, they're gonna mourn, having no bridegroom. A lot of these men gonna be getting put to death. You know, a lot of these women gonna be gadding the bride. You know, with no husbands, man.
That's right.
You know,
and two, you're gonna have a draft. You know, because you're having a right now the U.S. military is having a lack in men that want to join the service because you know
verse 34 because it goes off what you just said.
All right. In this verse 34, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
There you go. In the wars, their bridegrooms should be destroyed. That's why you got that Revelation 9 where they seek death but could not find it. Because, you know, we understand Revelation 9 goes into World War I, but you can apply it to what's going to happen now. It's going to be like a World War I battlefield in Jacob's Trouble, but 10 times worse because we understand what Daniel 12:1 says. It'd be like no time ever on the face of this earth. You know, so it's that read 34 again.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra 16 verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
That's right. Their bridegrooms should be destroyed in the war, man. Like your brother said, there's gonna be that draft. They're gonna send men overseas, and they're gonna take part in the 2nd Ezra 13 chapter prophecy. There's no getting out of it. They shall see death. They will find it this time, you know, because death is at every corner, which goes back to that Amos. You know, you get away from a lion and a bear meet you, get away from a bear and a snake bites you on the hand. You know, y'all right.
And it's gonna be a great wrath, man. Like this, you know, there was another, and you had brought this out too when we went to go see that movie, The Purge. Just a little side note, in the movie he was trying to get the purge going, so these people can get killed, so he can get this thing going. And he was like, man, you know what? This ain't going fast enough, man. Let's send in those mercenaries, man. You know what I'm saying? Because to get it going. And like, as you said before, he was like, hey, he got but a short time. And that was spiritual in that movie because it was just showing that so-called white man only got a very short period of time to get this thing cracking off and to get this thing going. And I got a scripture on that. This is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil come down unto you having great wrath, because he know that he had but a short time. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what these movies are going into. They're showing that he ain't got but a short time, so all these things are going to happen, and it's going to be total chaos, man. It's going to be something that we've never experienced in the history of the world.
That's right. We might as well get that Daniel 12:9 real quick. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And it says, And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. So the Israelites. So it's going to be so bad that Michael is going to have to come and fight for us. Man. That's one of the archangels. All right. And it says, And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. You got the Civil War. 600,000 people, men died in that war. Okay. That fought. Okay. You got the Revolutionary War. You got the World War I, World War II. If I'm not mistaken, World War II, I think Russia lost like 20 million people. You know, you had the Holocaust, what they say it was, but that was 6 million people off the bat. You had the Black Plague that took out, I think, 1/3 of the population of the entire Earth. If I'm not mistaken, maybe 2/3 of the entire population of the Earth. It's going to be worse than that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be worse than any disease we've ever seen. It's going to be worse than any war that we've ever seen. Okay? Continuing on. It says, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Who's going to be delivered? The elect. Or 144 and 1/3. Okay? Every one that should be found written in the book. Okay? And who's not written in the book? Esau. I mean, one more scripture I'll give it to you. Esau ain't written in the book. This is Psalm chapter 69, verse 28. It says, "Let them be blotted out of the book of the living, and not be written with the righteous." Okay, so the ones who are going to get delivered is the ones who are written in that book, pursuing all the way back to the book of Revelation, you know, and the book of life. You know, everybody's got it.
I got one. This is actually linking up to what this brother was just reading in Daniel, and it says this is Matthew 24, starting at verse 22. I'm sorry, Salakia 21. "For there shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor shall ever be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened."
That's right.
So what is he talking about? He's basically saying, hey, Esau gonna be killing everything, and for the elect's sake, the elect gonna get out of here. He gonna make those days short. He gonna make that time pass quick. You know what I'm saying? To save his elect.
This brother got precept to close out.
Kind
All right, I got 2nd Esdras 16 and 17. Sorry, 16.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
Woe is me! Woe is me!
Because Ezra was seeing a vision. So go ahead.
Who will deliver me in those days?
Yeah, because the angel Uriel came down to, you know, pretty much, you know, inquire or listen to Ezra's being inquisitive, which means to ask questions, because he was asking a lot of deep questions, and the Most High was revealing things to him. And when he revealed what was going to happen in that day, he's like, man, woe is me. He's like, destruction to me, because like, how am I going to get out of this? And that's reincarnation. He was saying, woe is me, because he knew he was going to come back, and he would be in that day. So go ahead, brother.
I'm going to go down to 18. The beginning of sorrow.
Was that it on?
Oh, yeah, that was the one.
Oh, you can go to the beginning of sorrows.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. Yeah.
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death.
Yep.
The beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
That's right. It says the power shall stand in fear. I go, who's in power right now? These Edomites, and a little bit of it's Esau's kingdom, but we have no say so in anything right now. You know, even when you go to a summit, there's Edomites there.
No Israelites.
There's no Israelites, but there's Edomites there. There's Elamites there. There's Ishmaelites there, but there's no Israelites. We have no say so. So those summit meetings, those G20s, those are the powers who are in a what? Reread that.
All right, this
18.
starting at 18 at the beginning. All right, and it says, I'll start at the top again. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear.
That's right. They shall stand in fear, because what's going to come and down on them, and what's going to, the well, if I'm not mistaken, that's what's going, you know, these things, the famine, the war, all this, the desolation is going to happen, and they should stand in great fear. You know, is that it on that?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay,
The
come on.
beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
What shall I do when these evils shall come? You know, but hey, in the spirit, we know what to do, man. That's why we got, when we was talking earlier, chopping up the spirit, that's why we got the scripture, Isaiah 33:6. That's what that you don't know how to get it, because it says, because it taught, you know, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability at that time, and the strength of salvation. Is it what is the fear of the Lord?
If you want it, I got it.
Go ahead.
And this is Isaiah 33:6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure."
Here you go. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. That's the strength of our salvation. That's why we're not going to tremble. We understand what Joshua in the first chapter says. Joshua 1:8, I think. It says, "Be of good courage," because that's a commandment. Because we have Yahweh Shemir Shai on the side when these times come. But it said, strength. Who wrote this? Isaiah. What does his name mean? His name means Yahweh is salvation. I think it's Yeshaya. That's what his name is. That's who's writing this, man. And he's telling us that wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times once all these calamities hit that that the brothers beautifully brought out in 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. So, you can close it out.
All right, so with that, with that, we're going to close it out with that. We're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and safety to 144. We hope y'all will edify. Shalom.
Shalom.